Welcome to the Ghosts of Christmas Present. Present the Ghosts of Christmas Past.
My name is Dave.
And I'm Tom.
We are the Ghosts of Christmas Present.
We've been making Christmas music for 1 or 2 days out of the year for 12 years. Now, we've completed our goal of 12 albums, 1 album per day of the 12 days of Christmas within the song. And we wanted to invite you on this self-centered journey of reflecting upon our own haphazard work.
Today we are having a listen to Album 1, Partridge in a Pear Tree.
All right, I have a question that I want to ask you. It's mostly a bone to pick because I don't understand. But
hit me.
Since you don't listen to podcasts yourself, like at all, like it's just not a thing that you do in your day to day. What compelled you to just like follow up in this idea? Like I'm curious. If you're somebody who's just like, I don't listen to podcasts, let's make a podcast. Why?
No, that's entirely the case. Not only that, but to maybe to add fuel to the fire. It's not a secret that like you shouldn't. Everywhere is like, don't start a podcast in 2022, 2023. Like you shouldn't have started a podcast like back in 2016. Even by then, there are too many completely oversaturated. And I just thought that, but like getting viewers and getting listens has never been a concern for us at all with any of this.
Listen, we're not in the business of numbers. This has always been for ourselves.
Exactly.
There's going to be 50 fucking listens on this podcast, and half of them are going to be me, and half of them are going to be you.
Exactly. And hi, Anthony, if you are listening.
Oh yeah, hi, Anthony.
And like not only that, but like we have kind of had 12 years to blow up and get famous. I keep seeing on TikTok, like, music producers trying to encourage up and coming musicians. Like, don't worry, it's not until like album 2 that, you usually break through and like gain an audience. And I'm like,
no. You have to break out immedity. The second album's the sophomore slump.
Yeah.
And you have to be 19 and tight. Like, you have to have tight skin.
Yeah.
Like your skin has to be clinging to your muscles.
Also, you probably have to record and release music more than once a year.
I don't care for that.
No,
as an opinion, I don't respect that opinion.
No, this whole shtick is us really not respecting the majority of music making opinions out there. So why not put it out in podcast form so more we can look back on it in 50 or so years. Our grandchildren can listen to the legacy that we have left behind for them, and just collect some memories, look back on our boyhoods, and yeah. So the quick answer is nothing compelled me to actually start this podcast besides just the bit that we have a podcast now.
All right. Well, now that we know that nobody's opinion matters and nobody cares about anybody's opinion, let's tell everybody what we think about our own music.
Let's do it. So the definitely one of the questions that I get asked most often is, how did this idea all begin? Where did this absolutely brilliant idea come from, and why the long-standing commitment to it? Should I tell this from my perspective, or I feel like I feel like it's almost more interesting hearing it from you, and how this was approached to you at first. It's funny, but it's not like the origin. You got to tell me what sparked this, because I honest to God thought it was just because you don't have any money. Because you were how old? 17, I guess. Yeah.
17.
Yeah, 17.
You were a senior?
Yeah, I was a senior in high school. I don't know if I was ever this explicit with the inspiration. Probably because even then I was a little too embarrassed, knowing this is kind of knowing my shameful obsession with Green Day and Weezer. But I was literally listening to some.
Let's talk about how you should, like, at the time it was shameless, and now it's shameful.
Oh, exactly.
You didn't care. It was unabashed. Then.
Oh, of course.
You were just like, yeah, cringe is based. Shut the fuck up.
Hell yeah. Like, I mean, in all honesty, like, I think what attracted me to bands like Green Day and Weezer was like, it was a little bit more. It's hard to say other than like optimistic, I guess. Like, I liked, kind of I still do have, a soft spot for those like cleaner vocals, a little bit more like, like the punk rock that wasn't, always just about like, I don't know, like, it was stuff. It was like pop punk that, the same appeal of pop punk that I can understand, just girls and like hating school and, stuff like that. And then later on, like, breaking down the establishment. I didn't know what, they were singing about in American Idiot, but I was like, this is awesome.
Well, how does that pertain to the Christmas thing?
So, if I knew one thing musically at that time, it was power chords. That was about it.
I mean, like, I could bar a chord, but like it's just I mean, it's the basis of a power chord, just with extra steps.
Yeah,
that's really it.
Exactly.
I didn't understand what a mode was. I don't.
God, no.
I didn't practice any scales.
Like, I mean, I was literally listening to like Green Day had some really crappy demo recordings of them doing Christmas songs, and Weezer had their whole Christmas album, and I was listening to it around that age, and I was just like, yes.
Wait, Weezer has a Christmas album?
Yeah,
Damn,
it was.
I didn't. The incels have so much to celebrate now.
And if it was, like I said, if it was one thing I was starting to play around with recording myself doing like power chord type stuff. I was doing my own Green Day covers in my bedroom, and where you come in, of course, is we were playing in a band together that was also kind of like still kind of like power chord and punky kind of thing, but like, the sidestep more into like White Stripes and like more into the grungy type stuff, but then also, Super Mario theme song.
Yeah, it was just basically noise, but like the basis of it basically was just, it was around Christmas time. We were already making music together. We just got rid of the third guy.
Exactly.
Third guy, if you're listening, I'm glad that you're doing well in Chicago. That's cool. Good for you. But anyway,
you're in Chicago.
No, well, the other guy.
Yeah, that was sorry.
Anyways,
that was my message to the third guy if he's listening.
Anyways, I'll tell more about it later. But anyways, so you were just like you wanted to get a Christmas present for your friends and family, and you just worked at a video rental shop.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Like barely. Like it was under the table. I'm fine with saying that 12 years later, and now that video rental
DJ's rental was under the table.
Hell yeah,
that's incredible. Did you just like take the quarters that they pulled out of the fucking cash register and immediately spend it on the arcade machine right next to you?
It wasn't me that was taking it out. It was technically the boss, but like basically that. God, cool. I hope saying that doesn't get them shut down or anything.
Oh, that'd be a shame.
I know. So like I ended up just asking you if you wanted to record a couple Christmas songs just one day. I don't even know if I had any really lined up. I think kind of I anticipated the basics like Santa Claus is coming to town, Jingle Bells, like stuff like that. But I think or like I thought like, oh, wouldn't it be funny if we did Silent Night, but it was like loud and obnoxious. And but that was about it for the ideas that I had brought to the table before we started recording that day.
that's definitely the ethos that we brought to the table for pretty much like the first 6-7 years, and then we tried doing structure. But yeah, you came to me just saying like, hey, I want to make these presents for my friends and family. I don't have any money. You don't have any money. Let's just do this because you know enough instruments. I know enough instruments. We'll supplement each other and we'll make it work. And then it just turned into this fucking mess of songs that we put together. And then we're like, that was a lot of fun. The product isn't great, but the process is a lot of fun.
Exactly.
So that just kind of kept up this tradition.
Yeah.
So
should we?
It's great.
Take a listen.
Let's listen to the first one.
Yeah,
I want to hear. I want to hear Santa Claus coming.
Me
to town.
too. I actually kind of like this one. All right.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay. Power chords.
Yeah.
Very present.
Like already, I was like, yes, this is exactly what I was going for.
You can hear the audacity.
Do you maybe after this plays out, maybe you can explain a little bit of our original recording process,
like the setup?
Yeah.
Oh man, I loved crash cymbals a lot on this song. I just go
when even when I was just playing around with like, doing midis and stuff like that, it was like 80% of my songs were just crash cymbals like all the way through. So there must have been something to them.
There's something intuitive about smashing the piss out of a crash cymbal
for 1 minute and 51 seconds straight.
Oh
and
my god!
There's the Jingle Bells, or our substitute of Jingle Bells, which is your tambourine. Yeah. When did we first get like real Jingle Bells? How long were we disguising your tambourine as Jingle Bells?
We've never gotten Jingle Bells. I've just been borrowing them from Chet for however long we've been doing it, and also this.
There it is.
It just felt like screaming, I guess. I just wanted to yell. Those clean Green Day vocals.
There was like an essence of like, that was definitely like planned beforehand. Like, we knew that we were both gonna like go into it like that, but like and to leave kind of like some space in the chords and the drumming so that it would like stick out like that. But like that's about it for the foresight in that song.
Yeah. That's essentially the song that would define us the most is just the fact that we were just like, this is a simple song. We're going to play it simply and just say fuck it.
Exactly.
And caution to the wind, we don't care.
Yeah. And like,
but then we started to care a lot.
Right. Like if it's one thing that I, if it's kind of the only thing that I truly ever understood in like playing instruments, it's really just been chords. Like, I started taking piano lessons from my grandpa when I was like 9. I think that only lasted until I was like 13 or so. I never really got great at piano, but I at least
shout out to grandpa.
Rest in peace. The only thing that I really understood was like chords, and I can still do chords on piano just fine today, but like nothing too crazy. But like I would be learning all of those Christmas songs like in the old like sheet music books and stuff like that. So like the chords are so ridiculously simple that they really do just kind of stick with you. Like, if you learn them in childhood and everything, like,
Yeah, I played the shit out of Kids by MGMT, and that's drilled into my fucking brain.
Oh, man.
I will never forget that chord progression.
Oh, that was fun. I remember like, just you, me, and the third guy of our band just going up to whatever piano we can find and just
third man.
Just like throwing down with Kids by MGMT and
that was something.
Yeah.
All right, let's go on. Let's go on to the next.
So
holy shit, I was obsessed with ukulele for so long.
There it is. So you're on ukulele and I'm on vocals.
The timbre that you take on this song has always reminded me of Grimace in a Luau.
I love that.
Like, and I'm just a hamburger hitting on these fucking chords with a ukulele. I don't know why, but that's the picture that always comes to my mind. It's just
I love that will never escape my mind now either.
This is how I've been envisioning it for 12 years now.
That's awesome.
I'm glad to relinquish that from my brain.
This is why we're doing the podcast.
So that we can do some. So it's not silent suffering anymore. Yeah. Is this therapy? Am I in therapy? Does this count?
Close enough.
Okay. But yeah, wow. I can't believe how much I used to play ukulele.
Yeah,
wow.
like I don't remember. Like I definitely remember like going into it knowing that you had a ukulele and like wondering in the back of my mind like, oh, are we gonna use it? Like, yeah, no, I don't want to like force that out of him or anything. But I think it was you who was like, oh my god, I have a ukulele. We're doing Mele Kaliki Maka, and I'm like, sweet. And that like really was very much that like raw like, oh my god, I have an idea. Okay, we have 15 minutes to execute it. Yeah, and we're given as the time went on, we gave ourselves a little bit more time, but like really like these were just like, you Google the chords, make one recording of it.
Well, every song that we did was one take, but we never got it on the first take.
Exactly.
With this.
Exactly.
It was not a one take club, quote unquote, one take club kind of thing at all.
No.
And I actually want to go back and touch on something from the first song. Uh-huh. And it's something that it shows up frequently.
Okay.
It will be on future episodes. I don't know what it was, if maybe the silence, the lack of words offended me, but I always tried to do this weird, shitty, half-baked scatting over top of things. Like, I was like...
Oh, no,
like,
that's Jingle... That's like the whole thing in Jingle Bells.
Yeah, no, that's in the original composition, correct?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, it's just so funny.
I'm sorry. No, I'm messed up. That I was thinking of fuck. Why can't I follow Deck the Halls. I was thinking of like, because you had a whole thing there, but like Jingle Bells, like I ended up doing some weird scatting thing. But no, you're totally right that you like you have a lot of filler mouth sounds in a lot of these songs.
And there was no need for it. It's really funny because you're like, I was just like, scatting. It's when you go like, it's just making weird mouth noises. All the while, Ella Fitzgerald's in her grave, just like, shut the fuck up, you stupid piece of shit. Scatting is a real thing. Right. You have no, you don't even know what a bebop scale is, dude. Like, shut up. You know what I mean? I'm just like dancing on her grave, just being like, I can do whatever I want.
I'm not going to downplay the actual art of scatting that is required for this. Lord knows I swear this isn't also going to be full of stories and references to my college a cappella group, like Andy from The Office style, but we did do Everybody Wants to Be...
Yeah, because you never went to Ivy League at all.
No, it was... Well, Binghamton was kind of the public Ivy, but, anyway, it's all, like... Is it... Which word do you stress? Is Binghamton the public Ivy or the public Ivy? To me, it's the...
I would say, I would rather... I'm actually happier to say that I didn't go to college than to say I went to the public Ivy League school with any stress on any syllable, to be honest.
All this to say that like we did Everybody Wants to Be a Cat, which like I put some scatting in, and I'm like, oh, what's the big deal? It's just syllables, and I like give it a try, and I'm like, oh my god, I just embarrassed myself.
Yeah, and then you realize it's like, oh, this isn't just like indistinct yodeling. Like you gotta actually think about it.
Right.
There's a lot of vocal dexterity there.
Yeah.
And we're just like, no, I don't care.
Yeah, I mean, if it makes you feel any better, you're definitely better at it than I was.
Leave it to white people to think that they could just fail their way into things.
Man, we should have. Kind of regret not learning to yodel. Like I've like for the past several years, I'm just like, I gotta learn to yodel. That sounds awesome.
Has this been eating you up?
Yeah, a little bit.
I feel like that's such a funny thing to just be like, yeah, I've been like that regret's been bubbling.
Oh, no, it's more like
the yodeling. I can feel it. It's in my bones. It's a part of my blood. Where are my fucking lederhosen and my silly little hat? I need a Ricola. Let's yodel. Where does that come from?
It's more like the I've been meaning to go to the gym type mindset. Like
what? That still doesn't make sense to me. But I love it though.
We're gonna move on.
Yeah, I gotta get my chops
bells,
up, dude. I gotta get my yodeling chops up, dude. It's gonna really impress the ladies.
Yeah. Well, the closest thing I got was probably the second verse of Jingle Bells, which will come up in a second. But
this was right. We're doing this.
I like this one.
I always like this one.
Yeah, this has a good, like, aggressive energy to it.
Yeah.
With your laugh, like that.
Dude, it's clipping.
It's perfection.
You know, it's nice to listen to this now because I know I had zero confidence in trying to sing.
Right.
Because you did chorus, you have perfect pitch, and I was just some dude that smashed drums and failed his way through learning drums.
There it is.
Oh. No, yours is better.
I don't know what.
I like the little, like the trill of the tongue. Yeah,
like, I really don't know what compelled me to not sing the second verse. I have no idea. I cannot remember.
You could have done it. You could have sang the verse.
Think of how much more boring this song would be if I did.
I definitely said whore because I thought it'd be funny.
I didn't even notice, dude.
One whore open sleigh.
Oh my god.
Man, 16-year-old Tom's killing it with the jokes.
I was gonna say earlier with you feeling kind of self-conscious about singing and stuff like that. I mean, it really did take me. I probably until I was like about 16 to really come out of my shell with that. Like, I was doing the musicals and stuff like that.
This was the same year in school where you got a standing ovation in the middle of Guys and Dolls for Sit Down, You're Rockin' the Boat.
Oh yeah, that was what a good time.
So you definitely came into that really well. You came out strong on that song.
I kind of had to, like I remember
it was the showstopper.
I mean, I remember Mr. Licky, now Mrs. Pitts, if you're listening, hi.
Shout out Mrs. Pitts.
Yeah, sorry.
I think I saw her at Target like a month ago, and I didn't say hi because I didn't remember her new last name, and I couldn't remember her first name, which is I probably shouldn't like dox this woman. I won't say her
That's
first
probably
name.
A good idea. We probably
I know that this won't get popular. I know this podcast won't get popular, but I'm just it's my due diligence.
You can't be too safe.
Hey, I know that you already have the task of editing this, but like, how hard is it to bleep?
Oh, not hard at all. I can definitely I can definitely bleep his name out of this.
All right, good. I want everybody to hear a bleep and to wait.
Oh, it'll happen.
Good.
So was going through Sit Down, You're Rockin' the Boat with me. Like I think it was before. I think it was either like during auditions or during callbacks or something, and there was that high note that like, and I brought my dice along, and like I'm doing it falsetto now because I'm in an apartment and I have neighbors and I don't, I'm not warmed up or anything. But she like
wait, you went home and practiced?
No, this was during this was in the chorus room with a couple other people in there.
You said your apartment.
Oh no, I'm here. I'm here now, like not doing the high note because I'm currently in my apartment.
No, do it, hit it, rip it.
No, I'm not doing that.
Come on, the people want to hear it.
Not doing that.
You brought your dice along.
God damn it! I brought my dice along. All right, there it is. But like, it was crazy that like back then like that was a pretty high note for me, and I just like wasn't really comfortable like going out of that range, but like kind of had to like pushed me pushed me to that. And like that was the first time that I remember doing that. I remember like kind of belting like that for the first time. It's weird because like, you know, I played Jesus and Godspell the year prior, but I guess like the range in that part wasn't that crazy. So I don't
let's
know.
just say that much like Jesus, the range was more forgiving.
Yeah. Excellent. So yeah, like it really would have just been like within probably like a couple months or during the month that we were recording these things that like was I really first getting comfortable with just singing whenever and like casually, because like, you know, I wouldn't have thought that I could just belt anything in like somebody else's house, you know, like
Yeah.
with you like it's a very it can be very it's a very self-conscious thing to do, but you know, just I guess it was finally the time that I was coming out of my shell with that. So
And here I am after 12 years of doing this project and picking up and putting down 100 different kind of bands and projects. I'm like, yeah, I'm bad at singing. I'm just gonna go for it. I don't give a shit.
no, you're really not bad at all. Like if you had traditional training, like you would have a nice voice.
You know, it's funny because had said at one point when she made me the lead for Grease in the senior year, she's like, "Oh man, I wish you joined the chorus. I would have loved to work with your voice." And I was like, "Well, can't do it now, so gotta suffer."
No, like
So,
I remember being in chorus and there was like 4 people in the entire chorus that actually sang. Like it worked out because like they were all like, there was one person per section that kind of had to lead everybody. Yeah, it's just chorus is not the ideal environment to learn to sing. Surprisingly, it's the ideal environment to get in there, mouth or, you know, sing incredibly quietly what you think everybody else is, and
you could mumble your way through, you know, a chorus class.
Boost your GPA
class
a little bit while doing so.
Yeah. You want to do the next song?
Speaking of me coming out of my shell and, you know, sing a little
doing just fine
louder.
Oh my god.
This
I remember we had a big grand vision for this.
Yeah, this is a storied one.
You had never done this before, and I could tell that you were not comfortable with yelling and screaming and making your voice hurt in an effort to get a tone.
No, not at all. There is a proper way to do all this, and I've never learned any of that. I think it would be cool to learn it, but you know.
Oh, I'm sure it's cool, but like, why would you do that? I didn't do it.
Like, Holly, I don't think I could get my voice to sound like this. Again, you know, even still not knowing how to. Here it is. Ow. Oh, that hurts.
It sounds like your vocal folds are becoming vocal creases, and they're just ripping in half. I love it.
With the most helpful count-in you've ever received.
Oh yeah, I loved it. You did that when we played this in front of a group of elderly people too.
No, like
you're just like,
I
was like, I don't know what to do.
I remember doing this live. Maybe I'll maybe in later episodes I'll gather up artifacts from that year, but this was not this year.
No.
There he is.
But
there was.
I thought this one was really particularly funny when we did it, just because we were going to do like all of this multi-tracking stuff, like, oh, we're gonna do the guitar, then we're gonna do the vocals, and we're gonna do drums, and then we're like, we're out of time.
Yeah, like I remember this was a struggle because like you were trying to learn the chords on like the guitar, and like I think we might have started looking at a more complex chord progression or something, and like
we got carried away with somebody's version of it that was way too much,
and it was almost like too late to turn around and try to learn a different, simpler one. And I think like that was definitely kind of the birth of the certain mindset that we've had going forward for the next like 12 years, which was just like you just got to do it. Like we gotta make something happen. Just hit record.
It's just the fuck it. We've dedicated so much time to this. We have to do it now, even though nobody's forcing us to.
Exactly. And you know what? We're better off for it because that song slaps. And
that was one of my favorites.
Yeah,
that was my favorite back then.
And that definitely like you can hear the different like vocal quality because we're doing it at the same time. I didn't even get around to explaining our audio engineering. And
our audio quality came from our very well-practiced method of placing a USB Rock Band microphone into the center of a room and just hitting record and doing everything all at once.
And when we say Rock Band, we mean the video game Rock Band, because I figured out after getting that game that because like there were so many inputs for the instruments, you had to connect it through the PS2's like USB thing. It came with like an extra little dongle for all of that. That's why it wasn't like, you know, like the Guitar Hero controllers where you just plug it into the controller thing.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, because
cool.
like, you know, you had the guitar, bass, drums, and vocals like all going at the same time, or you could. And so that's why the microphone it came with was a USB microphone. And I think I was pretty young, like, you know, like 14 when I was like, I wonder, and I like plugged it into the computer, and I'm like, yeah, this is a pretty good microphone actually. And that was the microphone that I recorded, I shit you not, everything on. Like even like when I was starting to play around with GarageBand and like doing my own songs and own covers and stuff like that, I was using that microphone until I bought the one that I'm using right now to record this podcast and that we've featured on the other albums for like vocals and stuff like that. And those are the only two microphones I've ever owned.
I mean, it's very impressive that you were able to make that work for so long. And I'm surprised you can just hear any note at all through it.
Yeah.
Based on what we were doing.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like, kudos to Rock Band Company. You went under, but that's too bad, so sad.
Yep.
Get over it. I don't know, but thanks for the microphone.
Side note, my mom ended up finding my old Guitar Hero controller like a month ago.
Wait. The Guitar Hero controller or that Rock Band controller that had literally every fret?
The Guitar Hero controller, unfortunately.
Oh, okay.
I like the Rock Band one better, but I was just like, all right, I'm going to play Guitar Hero again. And I've been playing that, like, you know, here and there just for fun. I still got it. I can still do.
You still got it. What is it?
No,
please define it. I need to hear what's.
I can play most of the songs, not all of them. Like when you're getting to like the end of, you know, like the more difficult ones, like I get a little rusty, but I can still play most of them on expert mode.
Wow, I'm real proud of you.
I know.
I'm blushing. Are you hitting on me?
I might be. But yeah,
so
Rock Band microphone in the middle of your living room, plugged into my mom's laptop because I didn't have a computer at the time. You didn't have a computer at the time, not a laptop at least.
Nope.
And just hit record on Audacity, and all I did was take it home and just mess with the faders and be like, okay, good enough.
Yep.
And you know, I'm looking at the waveforms on the computer now. Sorry for those who are just listening, but these are more or less just chocolate bars. Looking at the waveforms. You know what?
No, they look better than some of our later albums, which are really quiet and look like chocolate bars.
Honestly, you're right.
Somehow. Like, I'm an expert at gain staging and having everything be quiet, yet I am peaking every level somehow.
I mean, you're better at it than I am. Anyway, all that to say, rocking around the Christmas, like everything else, like Santa Claus is coming to town. we would do drums and guitar at the same time, and then I would do a separate track for bass. If I could play guitar and bass at the same time, I probably would have, just to keep it all in one track. But and then we would do vocal takes after that too, and that was it. Like that, and or like, you know, something like Santa Claus is Coming to Town, Jingle Bells were our most complicated songs with that, with like, you know, a whopping
Jingle Bells,
4
our
tracks.
most complicated song.
But Rocking Around the Christmas Tree, because it had to be so like sporadic and so well, what's the word, like maybe not sporadic, but like what am I thinking of? I don't know. Just like, you know, we had to just kind of like go for it. And
Spontaneous?
Yeah, like probably spontaneous. Like because like
actually no. I take that back. That's just reckless.
Okay, yeah, because we had to be so reckless with it. I think I literally said like, okay, I'm hitting record. Just look at the chords, try to do the best you can, and just go. And so I instead of singing into the microphone as like a separate track, I like, because for band practice with the other guy, we had
classic other guy.
We had like a microphone hooked up to an amp. And so I just sang through that, like, because like, you know, if I sang straight, if I sang straight into the microphone, you know, you wouldn't fucking hear me. Like the amp, me singing through the amp, like kind of gave it that extra reckless quality to it.
Yeah.
So all that to say, it's good.
Sure. I mean, I love the fact that we can just fall on this sort of subjectivity.
Oh, me too.
What's the next song we got? Is it Little Drummer
next
Boy?
Song, we kind of get into like, this is our joke songs.
They're all joke songs, but this one in
like,
particular.
Yeah.
I have these gifts for you.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Man, we thought we were real fun.
This was all your idea.
Yeah, and it's funny because it's like, you're like, just do a drum solo. I'm like, buddy, I don't even know how to keep 4 or 4 together.
But you know what? This sounds great.
For one rock band drum mic.
Yeah.
Like, that's not bad audio quality.
It's really
I'll
not.
take it.
Like,
it's Audacity and it's 2 kids playing garbage music.
I feel like
it's surprising.
I feel like it's one of those things where artists are trying to intentionally make their good studio sessions sound as rough and crappy and just raw.
Yeah, they're using a Neumann U87 with like a fucking filter and shitty compression in order just to get this garbage sound.
Yeah.
Just get a rock band drum mic, dude. Rum pum pum pum.
Like, it's
So that's getting into the soul of what we really turned this into, which was like it's less about just the poor audio quality and more about like, what can we do in particular to the song that would add an element of humor.
Yeah, or like, you know, it's something like Jingle Bells or like Rocking Around the Christmas Tree. Like, you know, they're funny to listen to, because of just kind of how loose and like punkish they were. But like, you know, Little Drummer Boy was definitely the start of this song. Only exists for a joke. Like, you're not really gonna listen to it for enjoyment. And like, honestly, on later albums there are like, I feel like you know, we'll get there when we get there, but album 8 for me feels like, I think it's album 8. Album 8 feels like barely an album, because the majority of stuff that we did just felt too just like jokey, that like it's funny the first time you listen to it, but I'm like,
you're not going to revisit it.
Exactly. So like I often skip over Little Drummer Boy if I'm in the Christmas spirit, because I get the joke.
I do skip that.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, it's going on too long. I can't do it.
Right. And
is the next one We Three Kings?
No, that's the next album.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's a fun one. I'm looking forward to that. That one was like a joke one that I would still listen to for whatever reason. But so the next one,
Is it Silent Night? I can't read your screen. So Dave's screen
about
mirroring
this?
right now. Oh, he made it big for me. I got my geriatric glasses on, and I realized that there's a font option on my iPhone.
Incredible.
So, yep, Silent Night. This one, it sounds like it's being played through a baseball organ, and I love it.
Does. Like, I cannot tell you. Like, I guess, like, so Silent Night is on here twice.
For good reason.
This one, yeah, like, this one is the inferior version. I truly have no idea why I wanted to do this twice. Like, the best thing I can think of is, like, I don't think I knew I wasn't gonna put the hardcore version of Silent Night on the CD to my family.
You should have.
I
honestly,
really should have.
because like why not?
Exactly.
It would have just been funny.
I
but also, I feel like putting them both on there would have been like that's the joke is that because you needed the milquetoast one that just is like Silent Night, boom, beep, beep, like just really calm. Like nobody expects a second Silent Night, you know.
No, that is true. You know, I'm glad it ended up turning into some kind of joke. I'll give it a play.
Oh, this was the Casio.
Oh yeah, I missed that. Back to kids, MGMT.
Yep, we played the piss out of that
Yeah.
Casio. I think we just affectionately named the Casio Cassie.
If you did that, I would believe you. I don't remember calling it Cassie, but
Third Man did it. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, that sounds like that classic Third Man.
Classic Third Man joke. Don't worry, we won't talk about him after like the second or third
Joke
one.
aborted. Okay.
Speaking
so
of
this
abortion, is Silent Night referring to the night that Jesus was born, or no?
I believe it was. I like. Actually, no. I learned this recently that it actually came from this German dude in like the 1800s who was like walking home after, I don't know, blessing a child or something on like Christmas Eve or I don't know what the fuck he was doing, but like he was walking home and it was like snowing really gently and like it was literally just him feeling like the Christmas spirit overtaking him. And
yeah, you know what? I can really empathize with that. That is much. I like this song so much more now.
Yeah, like it was. I mean, it was crazy for me just to like learn that and read that and be like, that's still something that people feel now, or like, you know, people have been feeling this way about the Christmas scene.
Yeah, I mean, like I have like very distinct memories of like times I've like gone out at night when it's winter, it's snowing, there's not a lot of wind, and it's just dead quiet because snow is insulating everything, not an animal is out, there's no leaves to rustle, it's dead sound, but it's a really comforting thing, and that feels like Christmas more than receiving presents does or giving presents does anymore.
Which is why we exemplified it so hard with.
You just skipped over that one. What is it?
I just did it for the bit. But no. You're super right, and like I. I mean, now we're getting into album 12, but it's like, you know, I'll talk about that later, I guess. But it's like, I know we were just talking.
You're baiting the audience.
Yeah, I know.
No,
stay tuned.
It's a real cliffhanger. Mm-hmm. You gotta wait 12 months to hear it. We haven't told anybody that this is a monthly podcast.
Oh yeah, this is a monthly podcast, by the way.
We're about like 45 minutes in, and it's a monthly podcast. Just so you know.
Like the idea was to do like one a month, June through December, but then I just kind of forgot about it. So here we are now, and we'll try to catch up. Today's February 1st. If you are listening to this after, I don't know, what's a reasonable deadline? February 4th. I'm sorry.
February 4th. All right, yeah, you can do it. I mean,
it won't take much to edit. Just slap
much
time the music right.
Oh, we will see. But anyways, like I think you're gonna be what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know. You got your work cut out for
I
you.
sure
Have
do.
fun.
Anyway, all this to say that I was just I know we've had conversations this year about just feeling kind of jaded now that we're like old and grumpy and like Christmas like wasn't what it used to be. I feel like
Your whole song was about that.
yeah, but like that was definitely throughout like the entire album too, and we were trying to like figure that out and like other lyrics and stuff like that.
Yeah, navigating the melancholy of being an adult.
Yeah, I feel like
Where it's just like, I don't know, like when you're young, you have all this energy and you have ways of expressing yourself that have energy. And I feel like the last album was just like, listen, the tank feels like it's getting empty, man.
Yeah.
Like, I hope you can understand and I hope you appreciate.
like I mean I'm kind of glad that I brought up album 12 now and just like complete contrast of
Well, it's the dichotomy.
yeah, like a good contrast. Like I feel like this year, or like these recordings are bringing me back to where I was at 17 years old, the senior year.
That's why you wanted to do this podcast.
Well, now that it's coming out of me.
It's coming out of me.
Yeah.
You're getting it out of me.
I have some shit to work through. This is what's it called? This is the self-parenting part of my therapy.
What is a podcast other than just therapy that you let everybody listen to?
Exactly. But yeah, like this year, kind of the last year of high school probably was like that last time that I really felt like that I could hold on to like that child, maybe not complete childhood, but still like that youthful innocence that Christmas brought about. Like or just like being able to focus on the just like the fun and the emotion of it.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if you remember this. Do you remember?
There's a levity to not having stress that is not easily attained through adulthood.
Exactly, and I feel like
Also, Dave, I want to say something real
Yeah.
quick. If you say the bleep this too. If you say the word, I will be incensed. I will lose my fucking mind if we have a podcast and we use the word in an unironic sense. Bleep it twice, please.
all right, every time we say, which I may
You said it.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna lose it.
please lose it.
Anyway,
That's
okay,
not-
sorry, it was context.
No, you got like that's not very. It's not a very emotionally intelligent of you. I think you need to learn to better.
Stop fucking using your. You are such a litigious motherfucker. Finding a little loophole in what I said.
You're welcome.
You know what? You're smart. You're too smart. You're
Oh,
too
thanks,
smart
Tom.
for your own good.
Thanks, Tom. Anyway,
What were you gonna say?
I was gonna ask you if you remember us like maybe I don't know, like what was it? I don't even remember how it started, but like actually no, the fact that I don't remember how this idea came about is exactly that, like youthful
What idea?
teenage boy innocence of like we I think it was you. It was definitely you, me. I think, and I want to say it was Nathaniel, Alex, and he who shall not be named. Now that I'm naming other people from our teenage
Bro,
years,
we invited
we
the wizard
specifically we are specifically calling out the other guy as he who will not be named. But anyway, we do you remember like going around like Akron,
caroling?
like doing caroling. Like I don't even remember where we went.
We just did it. We did it around the school because we did it after school.
Yeah.
But like I don't know what it was, but like I think it just ended up being you, me, and Nathaniel because you wanted everybody to do it, and then like I kind of felt a little embarrassed because I was like,
don't blame
I
you.
was like, I wanted more people.
Yeah.
Like it feels weird if like one person came to your door. Like much like Three's Company,
Right.
one is a person.
Yeah.
2 is a pair, 3 is company, but 4 is a crowd. You need a crowd.
No, for sure.
And we had 3 people.
Well, I remember, I don't know if this was the same day or like something else, but I remember I have, like, I think I took my fucking video camera with me. We were doing something. I know I have it buried somewhere on one of my hard drives. Am I going to find it? No. Do I want to look at it? No. But like, I remember something. Maybe you, me, Nathaniel was one thing, and then you, me, Alex, and Hugh, who should not be named, was another thing. But I do just remember
it could be.
But it wasn't just like that type of caroling nonsense type stuff. It really was just like, hey, we're just gonna walk around town and like fuck around for a little bit, like,
yeah.
And like that teenage mindset combined with the last with the fading remnants of the Christmas spirit, I think really like kind of came together for just like not really like not taking those things too seriously, like, just letting those things happen so organically and just like having like stupid fun that like definitely this first album was definitely a byproduct of that stupid fun, and then returning to this music every year is probably the closest thing that I will feel to that youthful innocence and connection to Christmas again. I did not know it would be getting so deep in this, but I'm not surprised, I guess. Here we are.
Yeah, balls deep.
Anyway,
sorry, I'm sorry.
No,
the juxtaposition felt good.
No,
I am.
Please.
If
I start getting too deep, please juxtapose me.
Please, I am the verbal Claude Monet. You were bringing this dirge of black, like sadness and I just put fucking dick and balls right next to it.
This melancholy. So moving on to wish you a Merry Christmas.
Oh man, I really, Dave, I do wish you a Merry Christmas.
I wish you a Merry Christmas too, Tom.
Now bring me some fucking figgy pudding.
Are you not gonna leave until you get some?
I will not leave until I get some figgy pudding.
That's pretty rude.
Have you ever had figgy pudding?
I cannot conceptualize figgy. I'm googling figgy pudding.
The concept of figgy pudding eludes me.
Figgy pudding is... Oh, not even the internet has a straight name. Figgy pudding dates back to the 14th century and was a much different dish than what we refer to as figgy pudding today. That doesn't help.
It just told us what it could be and what it couldn't be.
Oh, I'm looking at
I think it's just like the inside of a fig Newton. Like your mom will just buy a whole pack of them
honestly,
and then scoop out
I'm
the inside.
I'm looking at a picture of it. You're not far off.
I've never seen it.
It looks like a poorly cooked brownie in like a spherical shape, and this particular image has...
it's in a sphere?
Like a half, like it looks like, a clump of ice cream. Like it looks like you're scooping it out with an ice cream scoop, and it retains its shape. It's not like pudding as we know it. Oops, a little preemptive on.
Yeah, pause that real quick.
It's not like pudding as we know it today, where it will conform to the shape of its container. It is.
Oh, dude, you want to know what? I'm sorry to stop you. I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
It is a shape. It is like it is not. It does not take to shape of its container. It's a pudding in the sense of an English pudding, where it's like a dish that is unknown to Americans.
Yeah.
We just don't like that shit. Like, don't serve me some goddamn pate and call it pudding.
Right. No, like now that I'm looking at more pictures, it looks like a cake.
Yeah.
Why?
That makes sense. That's gross. That's stupid.
How do we get from this to liquid? All right, I'm reading an NPR.
Oh, I don't know, but have you ever had? No, you can't go down a Wikipedia hole right now.
I'll stop.
We have an audience who checked out 30 minutes ago. Please,
audience, if you're interested in figgy pudding, there's an NPR article from 2015 called "Oh, Bring Us Some ... Wait, what is figgy pudding?" It's only a 3-minute listen.
All right. Well,
Clever.
I'm glad that they did the Abbott and Costello bit like fucking 8 years before I
Right.
did. But anyway, I actually really liked that one. I like that song.
Me too. Like, it's.
It was a well executed, poorly made song.
I remember. I think that was the last one that we recorded, and I think.
Silent Night was last.
Are you sure? I feel like Silent Night might have been like second last. I particularly
My voice was gone after Silent Night.
That is
like,
true.
It was gone.
No, you're right. No, you're right. Like I think both of our voices were gone after that one.
Yeah.
Because like I'll get to it in a second, but well, I remember recording "We Wish You a Merry Christmas" and like you can kind of hear it in the vocals that we're both. We don't have as much. We're not as spry as we were in the other ones.
That really lended to us like reeling back
It did.
and like not overdoing
Yeah.
it like we did with every other song.
Exactly. No, it definitely is a little bit more subtle. I don't know if subtle's the word, but not like the not over the top, but not subtle. Just like a nice mezzo forte.
I don't know what that means, but I know piano forte means hard soft. So does forte mean soft or hard?
Piano forte is like sorry, I was trying to explain it in that context. But
I don't know Latin, so we can just skip this part.
That sounds good. Look it up.
Do your own fucking
Yeah.
research, libs.
What was I saying? Oh, just like, I guess I already finished what I was saying. Just like, I feel like I feel like I remember even you being a little apathetic towards like recording. Like, oh my god, do we have to do another one? All right, fine. Well, let's get it over with. And I think I even remember like, the other ones we like Santa like for the power chordy ones. You and I both did separate vocal takes, and I like the only attempt of mixing that I did was just like panning our different takes to left and right, and everything else was
It was
like
a wise
centered
decision for a 17-year-old. That's a good choice.
Yeah, like I went above and beyond, I would say. Otherwise everything would
you
just
really
be mono.
like you really let your freak flag fly on that one.
Oh, thanks for that.
You did a great
why
job.
was I thinking about that song recently? It's because I saw Puss in Boots.
What song?
Let Your Freak Flag from Shrek the Musical. That's I'm assuming that's what you were.
Dude, I didn't know that was a song.
Really?
I don't know any. I'm
that
not.
was
I'm
just
making.
a sentence.
I thought that was an idiom before it was a song.
might have
like,
been.
Aren't songs just really adages repurposed and repackaged with chords underneath it?
Be that as it may, you did have a cameo in the high school production.
We're not going to talk about Shrek stuff.
All I'm saying.
I'm taking a firm stance on Shrek is dead to me.
All I'm saying is Puss in Boots, the one that's out right now.
I want to see that.
It's pretty
though.
fucking good.
The Last Wish.
Yeah, it's one of the best. It deserves best animated picture. Honestly,
I'll watch it.
Yeah, no,
I will watch it.
It's some of the best. It's the best jokes.
Give it
in an
okay.
animated.
You have to give it a 1 out of 10 rating, and whether or not the audience should watch it.
I honestly, if not a 9, I would say a 10. Like everything in that movie is just so sharply put together. Everything just feels like it has like years and years of like joke making and animating like behind it. Like, this is not something that maybe if they did throw this together as a cash grab, like whoever they got to write and animate this thing like deserves like, oh my god, it feels so weird raving about literally Puss in Boots 2, but it is everything.
Yo,
it is
big ups to DreamWorks.
it's everything that like, especially because like most DreamWorks animations like suck. But no, this one's different. Everybody
Wait, it's
check
not
it out.
DreamWorks?
No, it is DreamWorks, and that's why it was so surprising to me, because I'm just so used to like middle of the road safe garbage from DreamWorks, and I think everybody was, but no, this one's definitely a sleeper hit.
You know what? For next week's episode of Puss in Boots, I'll actually watch the movie and we can talk about it better.
Do it. Let's do it. You will not be disappointed.
Yeah. So Silent Night, the Loud Night.
So this.
Do you want to do that one?
This is. probably our probably at least in my circle, this is the most talked about song that we've
Really?
done on par, or like with Santa Claus is gonna kick your fucking ass.
I think that for me, the one that I hear about a lot, and it's from Anthony, is he really likes this one, and he just loves the Scuzzy Grinch.
Oh
song
yeah,
we
that's
did.
a good one too.
He likes it gross. He
Yeah.
likes it nasty.
Yeah.
He's a sick little freak.
Let's take a
Yeah,
listen.
let's listen to it.
Ooh, let me back it up.
Oh, I just remembered. I used to have a double bass pedal.
It didn't back up, but that's fine. Yeah,
I don't. It's
fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
There he is.
Yeah. Yeah.
I swear, like,
Oh my god! You know what this reminds me of? There's this fucking video of this dude at a wrestling show, and he's just like, "Do it! Twist his dick! Give the old dick twist!" And like the dude like that's in front of him is like, "Oh my god!" And then he's like, "Why are you saying that?" And he's like, "Twist his dick!" And then I was. It sounds exactly how I'm singing this song.
I have to watch that after this.
Twist his dick. Sorry.
Like, I think I listened to this, and I'm not saying that my guitar playing is good at all. It's awful.
You really pulled through
but
on it though.
I'm shocked at how precise I was, like, with certain things. Like, I don't think I like necessarily had an idea for this, like, going into it. I wasn't like at home practicing this meticulously or anything. Like,
No, you went in there with a guitar in drop D and a vague idea and understanding of what we were gonna do, and then you and I just looked at each other whenever we felt like it was time to move on,
Yeah.
and we moved on, and then made like a little breakdown.
yeah, like we knew that you were gonna hit the
Oh,
cowbell
here it
there.
is. And then I just screamed for some reason on like at the end of it, I guess.
Like, I have no idea how I made these sounds with the guitar. Like, I don't think there was. There he is. I don't think there was anything like particularly intricate you did with like the pedals or anything. Like, I love that. Like,
I mean, like,
gross feedback right there. That was like, it's so satisfying. Like, just it all just happens so organically, but like listening back on it, it feels so precise in my head. And just knowing that I captured lightning in a bottle, and I would literally never be able to do anything like this again. And in fact, I have degraded in my guitar playing skills. I have like,
I know what you mean. I get what you're saying. I'm picking up what you're putting down. Did I ever tell you when we made those CDs that we distributed throughout all of Akron and to the Library of Akron, the one that I gave my dad, he played it at work every year at Christmas time.
that's amazing.
And he would play this song on there unabashedly, without any embarrassment. He's like, "My 16-year-old son made this dookie album. Who wants to hear it?" Guess what? You don't have an option. You're gonna listen to it. And I'm like, that's fucking hilarious.
I love that.
Kudos to my dad. Big ups, Paul Carter.
Honestly,
Sr.
like, and I mean, we have finished the album. We are coming to the end of the podcast, and honestly, I feel like that's honestly kind of the perfect sentiment to end this on. Like, just hearing stuff like that, just how, like, you know, hearing people say like, "Oh yeah, I play this for my family," or like, you know, my friend Berkeley this year, like, they texted me saying they played this for, like, they forced their family to like listen to our 12th album.
Wait, who did this?
Is my friend Berkeley. I don't think you know them.
Oh, I thought you said my friend from Berkeley.
Oh, no.
I'm like, College of Music, bro?
But no, just hearing stuff like that, and hearing your dad forcing like his entire work to like listen to this, like, and you know, most of them,
now I
like,
feel...
like the like half of it is like feeling all nice and toasty inside. Like, oh, that's really nice. You know, I love knowing that, like, you know, people that this meant something to someone or our loved ones enough where they did that. And then the other feeling is just like, that's fucking hilarious that like all these people were forced to listen to this garbage, and I'm so happy to have contributed this to the
playing
world.
out in a machine shop,
Yeah.
with like just not the people that would want to hear a goofy song, because he'd show up at fucking 4 a.m, dude.
Oh my god!
And he's just like, time to fucking spin this shit. He is a wild man.
That's
okay.
awesome.
I got a question for you to if you want to end this out. What do you want to be when you grow up?
What do I want to be when I grow up? Jesus Christ! Fuck. First of all, fuck capitalism.
What are you gonna do when you're? Oh yeah, fuck capitalism. But what do you like? I was thinking about this. I'm like, what's a question that we would get asked by somebody at the age we were when we made this? And I'm gonna try to keep that up if I can remember it. I'll forget it. But what did you want to be when you grew up?
Okay, well, let me answer this from my 17-year-old boy perspective, and let me answer this from my jaded fuck capitalism 28-year-old man perspective.
Yeah.
And then you have to do the same.
Okay. Oh, I have to do it too.
I'm flipping it back on you too.
You gonna flip it and reverse it?
Yeah. 17-year-old me wants to be Steven Spielberg. I was already like I remember feeling like I have a pretty good grasp on filmmaking. I'm gonna go off to college. I'm gonna learn, how to do this like in the professional setting. And most importantly, I'm gonna learn like the college is gonna teach me the ways of the industry. Like, how do you become a director, a screenwriter? How do you get to Hollywood?
Whose dick do you have to suck to get a drink around here? Really,
And after earning my degree, only then did I realize, they didn't teach me any of that. And I'm still teaching myself videography year after year. You know what I fucking did?
You made a short film.
I did make a short film.
And it's great.
Thank you. I appreciate
Watch
it. You know what I did after I made that short film? I got a fucking Skillshare subscription so I could.
I have no idea what that is.
It's like YouTube tutorials, but better, a little more in depth.
Okay.
Like, still anybody can do it, but like they have some more, like a couple more industry professionals there, and I honestly just feel a little bit more trusted, like doing tutorials and like learning like relearning lighting, relearning like even audio type stuff too. Like I don't think I ever got a good explanation of how to use a compressor until last week. I think I was just
wait. What?
Yeah, no, I was just.
I thought we went over this. Like I thought did you lie to me this past year?
I might have.
Oh, you piece of shit! Because I was just like, I'll tell you about what compression does.
Like, or
it does your mom.
All that to say.
Well, what about now? What do you want to be when you grow up now?
I am I'm kind of under this new philosophy of like, I don't even want to I don't even know how this is gonna sound really fucking depressing.
I don't want to be anything other than what I've been trying to being lately. Right? Is that it?
Yeah. Let's go with that.
I don't want to be anything other than what I've been trying to be lately.
In terms of what am I actually doing for my career moves, I'm kind of under this impression of like it's how can, again, this is gonna really depressing, which I'm sorry, but it's like, how do we follow, how are we supposed to follow our dreams in this capitalist society, when the cards are so stacked against everybody depending on what situation you're from and things like that. And I'm learning more and more about the the roles in which I idolized as a boy, the top tier directors and stuff like that, and like just like how much shit that they had to go through to get there, and how much luck that they needed to get there, and now that they are there, how shitty their lives still are. And like, so I've met a couple filmmakers that have been like, for some reason I've met a lot of like old, almost retired filmmakers, like in their 50s and 60s, that have moved. That they like were in Hollywood, they were in LA for decades, and
they left the rat race.
No, they all left because they were divorced, miserable, and like they worked on some interesting projects, and I'm sure there was like passion behind it, but it's like, I don't want to move out. Like, everybody's like, all the sources are like, oh, if you want to do this in filmmaking, you got to go here and do this, like go to LA, get to know people. And I'm like, well,
much like everything in life, it's not just checking off boxes. And it's hard not to be jaded. But Dave, you sound like you're a little black pilled. Are you black pilled? Are you turning into who's my little nihilist?
Everything is meaningless, so therefore we can create meaning for ourselves. Anyway, I still love video production. I still, like, it's even on my worst days, I still really enjoy doing it. But it'll just kind of be a balancing act of making money doing it, but like not stretching myself past the point of like, am I just doing this in hopes of I don't want to end up like those like older guys. Like, I'm kind of projecting onto them, of course. I don't think this is their actual situation, but I hope that for your sake and theirs that they are not as miserable as you might think they are. I hope so, but like, if I just know if I saw myself in their shoes, which is divorced or just never married, or just like, they were very knowledgeable, but also like some of them were just assholes too. And it's like, that's just not who I am. And I'm not like going to subject myself to, like, I'm not even going to try to, do what everybody else is telling me to do and like, move out to LA and stuff like that. Like, that sounds miserable.
Yeah, fuck you. I won't do what you tell me.
I'm just gonna
I'm sorry. All I've been doing is to bounce off of you is referencing songs, and I am so sorry.
I love it.
Missy Elliott, I am so sorry. I am not going to apologize to the Frey or whoever the fuck it is.
You have to cut me off, otherwise I'm gonna keep going down this.
Gotta ramble on. Yeah, time is right.
Dude.
Time is now. Please, you don't stop me now.
I'm going to stop you now. What do you want to be when you grow up, you stupid bitch?
When I was a kid, I'm a stupid bitch. Okay. From 16-year-old me.
What would 16-year-old?
16-year-old me. He wanted to be a sound engineer because he never felt like his inspiration to make music was ever good enough to be his own self, his own musician, his own artist, or a part of a whole for a band. He wanted to be like, I want to be the guy that helps people make the good music, because I feel like I at the time, and even still now, it's like I'm not really masterful in any particular instrument, but I try to know a little about a lot.
I mean, you're better at instruments than I am at this point.
Well,
I can pick up things by ear, but like you definitely have like the actual craft of like, you know how the right way to finger pick, drums, period. Just wanted to interject there just to pump you up.
Thanks for pumping up my kicks, bro.
Fuck.
I did it for my own bit. Fuck you. Anyway, yeah, so I just always really wanted to be like, I don't know, be a producer / audio engineer. And as I grew up and as I went through school for audio recording and production at NCCC, I found that most people have the very common trait of doesn't have a family and no life really, because all of the work is done in just the wee hours of the night because all the musicians are working 9 to 5s to survive, and you're just like, give me all your little dollars, all your coins and your money, and I'll turn it into something worthwhile, and maybe you can go on tour, maybe you can do it, maybe you can break out in the biz. And I was just like, this is fucking stupid. And it's like, I can still just do this. And I was glad I went to college for the knowledge.
Yeah.
And I didn't go to Jupiter to get more stupider. But,
Fuck, dude.
you know. But I guess now all I want to do is, I don't know, maybe get a little plot of land.
Yeah.
Become a farmer.
Yeah.
Pursue the yeoman dream.
Dude, you want to...
That is literally just like...
a commune?
Yeah, I could start a commune.
Sweet. I love how everybody I asked that to is immediately like, yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, let's do a commune. Let's commune.
Let's do the commune.
All right, and with that, I think we should call it. Do you think we should call it?
I think we should call it. How long have we been doing this? I don't even see a time code on.
Well, my recording on my phone says 1 minute and 17, or 1 hour and 18 minutes.
Oh, man.
There we go.
Yeah, this is
so
definitely...
yeah. Let's wrap it up, baby. Okay.
All right.
Well, everybody have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Yeah.
Like, let's just. How are we gonna sign this off? God bless us to all those who believe, if you're into that kind of thing.
And a Merry Christmas. And
good night.
Yeah, and a happy good night. Hey everybody, one final signing off note that if you have any questions that you would like us to answer, that is what this podcast is for. Any questions that have to do with any album, the Ghost of Christmas Present at all, please send them to our Instagram account. Text us if you have our number. Do whatever you want. I don't care. Just send us questions. And don't dox us.